Hey everyone, welcome back to the next custom minifigure showcase video. This time I am doing Brooklyn Nine-Nine as the next set of figures. And for this video, Jake Peralta and I honestly forgot the name of, oh yeah, Charles Boyle over here. And then Rosa Diaz, Terry Jeffords, Emmy Santiago and Captain Holt. These are figures that I wasn't really planning on making, but I made them because I watched the show a bunch over this past week and I've been enjoying it so much, and so I thought I should just go ahead and make these customs now while I still feel in the mood, and so that's what I did, and I think they turned out pretty good. And by the way, this guy right here is mixed shift other than the suspenders and face. So anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and look at each of these customs. So before I start talking about Jake Peralta here, I need to mention that this is probably me the last showcase where I have one of these stands, because I'm about to order a new one from 5 Star Toys, and so I actually lost the one that I originally had for doing videos like this, but I'm going to have one of those coming in hopefully soon. But yeah, anyway, onto this minifigure, the first custom for Brooklyn Nine-Nine here. Basically, from head to toe, going top to bottom, I used one of those Sleepy Boy hairpieces, or one of those Hawkeye hairpieces. You've seen this hairpiece before, no doubt. But I used one of those, painted it in brown, because Jake has brown hair, and I think it turned out pretty nice. Got some highlights in there as well, because he has quite a goofy hairstyle, I think, at some point in the show. And then the face was actually an ATM robber head from like this robber right here. And I just erased the mouth and everything that was on it other than the eyes. So the only thing that I left was the eyes on the original head, but the rest was repainted. And I think I got the likeness pretty close. And so, yeah. And for those of you who wonder what the back looks like, because backs minifigures suddenly matter now, well, it's just the hood and the back of the coat, so not much to see really. And speaking of that hood, it was actually a Green Arrow hood or Wild Star hood, I forget which one, but both of those minifigures have one of those hoods. So I just took one of those and just thrown it onto this minifigure, I guess. I don't know. I think it looks pretty good to match the hoodie, kind of. And also, not really part of the hoodie, but like, I have his removable NYPD badge. So basically, if I show you, it can come off, and it's kind of under details, I'm not going to lie, but I do like how it turned out, because it's better than having nothing, and I wanted to have something removable on this custom, so hopefully that makes sense. So that's great. I also have his stripes design onto the torso as well, if I remove everything so you can see it properly. So underneath everything, like the hoodie and all that, I just pasted on what I could see in my reference, and I think I like how it turned out. And it has a skin tone right at the top there, the V-neck, which I tried to get right, and that whole black area on the belt is just to kind of, you know, be for this, so that's cool. And yeah, I should mention that the hoodie, jacket, whatever it was, that's made out of E-tape, so this stuff, yet again, that I've been using on a lot of minifigures. And I painted the entire thing in dark grey. I painted the arms in dark grey as well, and of course flesh hands because match the head, so that's great. Also, the legs have some shoe detail, which that was kind of last minute because I don't really know what else to put on the feet, and I realised, oh yeah, it's not like any crazy armour or anything. So he has shoes that I just pasted on in a regular brown colour, and I think it turned out pretty great. So other than that, that is basically it for Jake Peralta. I am very satisfied, well just mostly satisfied anyway, with how this figure came out, and I think it's pretty cool. Next up is Charles Boyle, and so he looks pretty good. I did try and get him as accurate as possible. I know that the skin tone on the arms is not really going to match the head that well, but just like Jake and the rest of me figures in this video, we're going to go top to bottom. So the hairpiece is one of those, I'm not going to lie, I don't know where that hairpiece comes from, but you've probably seen it before. So yeah, I used one of these hairpieces, and then I think Joey from Friends set, you know, the Lego Joey figure from that set, I used that head, but I erased the eyebrows and then redid them to try and match Charles in the show, and I think it looks pretty good. And of course he still does have, on the back of the head he still does have that cheesy grin, so that's great. And then on the torso there's something just like what I did with Captain Holt and just those two. What I did was a removable tie, which I think looks pretty cool, and it's something I haven't really done yet on any Lego minifigures. But yeah, you can see the collar that I painted around it as well, so that's great. And yeah, so the torso and the sleeves were both painted in like this mint green colour, but you can't really see it too well on camera because it doesn't really look that great. But you know, I probably have an image right here of what it looks like in real life. So yeah, and then I don't know where these legs came from. They came from some random Lego set, but I have them here anyway, because why not? And so that's awesome. And once again, his back, not that exciting. So there you go, Charles Boyle. He's one of the simplest minifigures that I've made in this video. So moving on. Next up is Rosa Diaz, and this one was like one of the first ones that I started on for the show. And so what I did was, if the camera would focus on this minifigure, I took the Aquaman hairpiece because that's one of the closest things that I have to resemble the likeness to the actress in the show, and I painted the entire thing in black, and that's awesome. I think that it turned out really great. So yeah, and underneath we have a painted face, which I'm going to show you real quick. So underneath that hairpiece I've decided I would go with a mantis head as a base, because you know, it had the face in the back, but that got ruined like a while ago. But I repainted the mouth and added on the lips, and painted the eyebrows, the wrinkles, actually they're like bags under the eyes underneath, and also some strands of hair to really make it look like how she is in the show. But yeah, I think this turned out pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I'm quite proud of how this face looks, and how those lips look in the way they turned out. So that, yeah, one of the best faces I've painted for this show, I think. And also I used some E-tape. I used this stuff, I always have it on the desk next to me, you know, I have it right here all the time. I just bumped her. I used that stuff to put on the torso, and I painted on like the white zipper area on both sides, and I think it looks pretty good and pretty accurate to the character. And you know, something I'm doing for female minifigures for the future is sculpting on, well, I mean, I don't have to explain what I sculpted on for it to be obvious, but yeah, you can see what's on the chest there that sticks out. Yeah, I'm not going to keep mentioning it because it'll get weird after a while. But yeah, I sculpted on what you see on the chest other than these E-tape parts. So that's great, and I painted on her necklace as well. So I think it looked pretty great. And the torso turned out quite cool, honestly. And the necklace was one of the final things I painted on to this me figure. Now, fun fact about Rosa and Captain Holt, they both share the same pair of legs, which is kind of odd. But the only reason for that is I'm running out of certain designs for legs. For Holt and Rosa, I think they have like the same kind of design. I don't really have enough reference to see what the legs look like, but I think they have the same legs. But I'll show him in a minute, you know. And so yeah, that is basically it for Rosa Diaz. And I was considering bringing up her sleeves, so she'd have like exposed skin tone like this. But I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to get this video done, and I think Rosa looks good how she is, so let me know what you think of this minifigure down in the comments. Moving on, we have the second most under-detailed minifigure of this showcase, and that is Amy Santiago. Now this one didn't take that long to do, because I literally just used E-tape for the, the parts on her chest, like as in like the vest style. I don't know what she's wearing. It's more like a jacket actually, yeah. We just call it that. Anyway, the hairpiece, you've seen this hairpiece before because it's been used in a bunch of minifigures in the past, I assume. I'll use the Agent 13 head from the Civil War sets and just repainted. I actually repainted this eyebrow because it looks a little bit weird first. And it does link up quite well with the left eyebrow, so yeah, you can literally see everything I did here. Just an E-tape jacket. I used E-tape on like every single minifigure in this video, so that's great. What else is great is this minifigure segment is done, because there's not much else to mention. So, moving on. It's time for the makeshift custom of the video. It's Terry Jeffords. Now this guy was quite simple to do. I was going to make a full-on outfit for him, like a new outfit, but I just didn't really find any other plain torsos to use, because I was running out of parts. But I remembered, oh yeah, Lego did policeman in Lego. So, of course, in Lego. So what I did was I took a Lego policeman torso, and then used E-tape for the suspenders, painted them in the base layer of white, and then the main colour of brown. Now on the back, this one just doesn't want to stick down because it's been annoying, and then, yeah, I mean, that's that. Owen Grady legs, because why not, and also a painted face, which I think does kind of resemble Terry in a way, and I do kind of like how it turned out, but I mean, I'm not going to lie, it's the best I can do. So it's there, and this figure exists, so for all you Terry fans out there, I made him in Lego. So that happened. And finally, here is Captain Holt. And so, this one, again, just like the rest, is quite simple, and I'm going to start off with the most exciting part of this custom. Well, for me anyway. You have this 3D tie, which I cut out with E-tape. Well, I used E-tape, but then cut it out with scissors, obviously. And then, one of the things it can do is it actually can be removed from the torso. And so, you can see here it is. And, yeah, it's just that simple. It can actually just do that. And I'm really happy with how that turned out, that feature. And I'm going to be doing that with a lot more things with, you know what I mean, like any minifigure with a tie from this point is going to have that feature. I mean, I did it with Charles, where he has a removable tie. So that's great. And you can see the badges that I added on, as in like the badge right here, right in that corner. And also there's one on this side. The ones on the shoulders don't look that great because I was kind of really wanting to get this figure done. And so that kind of sucks, but it's fine, I guess. As long as I like how it turned out, and you guys like how it turned out, that's all that matters. Now for the face, I used a cyborg head, and honestly, I was going to use a Mace Windu head instead. Didn't think that's a rhyme, because it looks a lot more like Captain Holt himself. But I had this cyborg head sitting around on my unfinished cyborg custom from the Snyder Cut. And so, yeah, by the way, this figure, let me know if you want to see this figure in the comments, because it looks really cool and I think it's worth a video. But yeah, so I had that head on that minifigure, and as I didn't get around to making a Snyder Cut showcase, I was just thinking, sure, I'll go ahead and plonk it on this head, or on this torso I mean. So I did that, and so that worked out. It is kind of awkward though how it has the face on the back though, and so that kind of sucks. Also my name is also at the back, but I don't think you'll need to see what that is. So yeah, he also has 3D cuffs around the wrists, because I think it's cool, painted in white. and the same legs as Rosa, which are from Black Widow, I think. So they literally share, well, it's like heaven. I'm getting the lighting right there. So they have the same legs right there. It's really cool. So other than that, that is it for Captain Holt, and I think he turned out really good. And I'm satisfied anyway with how he looks. Okay everyone, there you go. That is it for the showcase video on all 6 of these minifigures. And I don't plan on making any more customs from this, because I already feel satisfied with everyone that's in this video. And so, if you all like how these figures turned out, be sure to drop a like below, because that helps out the support on my channel and makes me feel satisfied to make more customs and everything. And if you want to stick around for future customs that I've planned, such as Empire Strikes Back, then be sure to hit that subscribe button, notification bell, all this stuff, so you don't miss out. And I'm on Instagram as well, so if you want to keep up with photos, stories and things like that, then Instagram's the place to be. Otherwise, just be patient with other figures that I may be working on. But actually, in between working on Empire Strikes Back and other things, I'm actually doing this stop motion finally and making loads of progress on it to get posted by the end of this month. And I'm going to be working on Empire Strikes Back customs at the same time as doing that video, but you can check that out over at LB Stop Motions. So yeah, I unfortunately will not be making that many videos on this channel now until Empire Strikes Back happens, the figures that I have planned for that. So definitely try and stick around if you can. So other than that, that is it for this video, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.